So the services that banks can provide their customers include that they can create savings and checkings accounts, they can deal out loans. So if a person wants to buy a house or is getting ready to go to your university, they can take out a loan. They can deal out credit cards, sometimes even invest in customer businesses, or they can do online or mobile banking. So with banks, the money multiplier effect typically works in a way in which a person makes a deposit. That deposit has to be split into a certain portion that stays as the required reserves, whereas banks will loan out the rest of that money. The person who took out that loan will spend that money and it'll eventually make its way back to the banks, where they'll have to once again save a portion of it, loan out the rest, and everything kind of repeats until that new money increases the overall money supply. Like what I just explained, banks typically create money through loans because all of that money that is loaned out will eventually multiply in money circulation after it makes its way back to banks and they're repeatedly loaned out. It will just increase the overall money supply. So if a depositor withdrew $4,000 from the Otis Bank, this wouldn't really cause a change in the M1 money supply because it's just going from an account to cash. If the reserve requirement is 10%, the maximum change in money would be $40,000. This would happen because you would take 1 over the 0.1, which is the reserve requirement, to give you a multiplier of 10. So if you multiply 10 by that money taken out, you would get 40,000. So if the Otis Bank can't meet its required reserve amount at the end of the day, it can either borrow that money that it's missing from other banks, or it can borrow it from the Federal Reserve, both at a certain interest rate. And typically banks are required to hold a certain portion of the deposits because they need to be able to meet those withdrawal demands. So if a person suddenly wants their money back, they have to be able to meet that, and in order to maintain trust of their customers.